racism, racism. I thought, no, you're right in there pushing the racist far. And so I used it. Of course, what happens in America is records get expunged. So.
And just play the game and go along with the program.
You could do that. Mm-hmm. You could do that, and if that's what suits you, that's what suits you. But I'm afraid.
It looks like the past that Meghan has tried to keep hidden is finally coming to light. Meghan Markle, former model, former actress, and former yacht girl. When you think about how Hollywood elites move and mingle, you think secrecy and maybe something shady here or there. And then there's the wannabe elite, Meghan, who has been trying to sneak her way into these circles.
More, we want to go around the next corner. We're hungry for life. We're very curious. I speak for myself here, not for her, because she's not here.
To do this, to have this life, means you ultimately lose yourself, whatever yourself is. Yeah. That you can play the game, and it is.
While it's possible to change stories in the media or make pictures disappear, you can't erase people's minds and make them keep quiet. One of those people is Sarah Ferguson. The former Duchess of York was previously married to Prince Andrew, who recently got his title taken away.
Biggest game there is it not?
Yes.
That's basically what it is.
You got out there.
You have to play by the rules.
Play by the rules. I must explain that the British press at the moment is completely and utterly cruel and abusive.
When it comes to those yacht parties that Meghan allegedly was part of, the British author Sarah Ferguson has been quiet about this, with a few alleged comments passed here and there, confirming the relationship between former Prince Andrew and Meghan Markle.
I am not the goody-goody you think I am. You have no idea what you passed on.
Screw you!
Mine likes to be scolded too.
I keep getting these dating site pop-ups. It's like my computer's accusing me of being single.
When you think about Meghan's life before becoming a royal, it feels a bit vague, and a few cliches seem to have been thrown around to make her seem hardworking, tough, and fit to be among the royals. How far did the cover-up job go to protect the reputation and sacredness of the monarchy?
No.
When?
Last week. Mike.
Were you ever gonna goddamn tell me?
Don't speak to me like
You went behind my back when you knew how I felt about this.
No, I went.
Meghan Markle has always wanted to hit it big. She's as determined as she is manipulative. What Meghan wants, she always gets, even if she ended up with despair. Ever since she was a kid and was following her father, Thomas Markle, when he worked on sets, she got a taste of Hollywood and decided that was where she wanted to be.
I was the one that didn't want to let things get too risky, but when Harvey laid it out for me, I decided that it wasn't.
Then why didn't you come to me first?
Because you're the one that says forgiveness is easier to ask for than permission.
That's a bullshit reason.
Then how about focusing on the fact that I did it for you?
Look before her big break with the hit cable TV show Suits. Meghan had a few small appearances here and there, but nothing really to give her the push she needed to be visible and be among the big leagues. And Meghan Markle wasn't about to stay small.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
In circles where the top 1% and the cream of society rub shoulders and exchange favors with secrecy as their guidelines, what did the Duchess of Sussex do in these circles? When Meghan first met Prince Andrew, she claimed to have mistaken him for the butler or one of her servants who carries her bag around. How do you make such an error? Was this truly a mistake or an intentional distancing to hide something from the public? Prince Harry and his family are some of the most recognizable people in the world. There's no reason why such an error should happen. And even though she didn't know who he was before meeting Prince Harry, once she got involved with him, surely she would have paid more attention to his family, right?
She was dating Harry.
I do. And when she told me, we're on the phone and she says, "Mommy, I'm going out with Prince Harry." And I started whispering, oh my God. She says, you can't tell it. And so it was from the beginning, it was very sort of, oh my God.
When the couple, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, first got together, the rumor mill was endless, and the media was relentless at digging up every single detail on who Meghan Markle was. Some were simply rumors or targeted attacks, while some lingered because the evidence was simply too compelling to let go.
Oh, how are you? Nice to see you. Everything's great. Smiles. Puppy. Beautiful, Sherry. That's amazing.
One of those was the Yacht Girl allegations, which began with a simple photo. In this photo, there appears to be a woman who looked like Meghan Markle with Prince Andrew and allegedly Marcus Anderson, who is a longtime friend of Meghan Markle and has ties to Soho House. This was too damning to ignore. The innocent mix-up of Andrew seems strategic rather than accidental. It seems like a ploy to distance herself from someone she had a rather unpleasant experience with, and she's looking to somehow erase the memory of anyone she previously encountered in her previous life. But it doesn't work that way.
Met. Now, none of that rings right, but it doesn't mean he's guilty.
Yeah.
However, we're now seeing in the US Congress a stream of leaked emails from the Epstein files, and the more that comes out, the more it is clear he did not tell Emily Maitlis the truth, particularly about the timeline.
The pieces are moving, and they're painting a clear picture of who Meghan truly is. According to inside sources, allegedly before Harry's engagement to Meghan, the disgraced Duke of York asked his nephew if he had done his homework on Meghan's past. The question itself screams warning and personal encounters with the Duchess before her rise to royalty, and that warning did not come out of thin air. This is where Sarah Ferguson's name keeps resurfacing in hushed conversations. Fergie wasn't just near these circles, she lived inside them. The Mediterranean yacht scene wasn't some fantasy pulled from tabloids.
Zion, I also recognize that a lot of those people aren't going to my page to see negativity. And so not just protecting myself or the people that work with me, but also the supporters, so I don't have the comments section on. That's a choice.
It was a very real playground for the rich, the untouchable, and the women who knew how to navigate those waters. Champagne flowing, discretion enforced, favors exchanged without paperwork, and silence bought at a very high price.
Very detail.
And how do you decide what you lean into as a CEO? It's a small team. It's like 10 people?
Less than.
These weren't innocent sunset cruises. These were floating palaces where call girls, social climbers, and well-connected companions mixed freely with princes, financiers, and power brokers. Titles meant less out there. What mattered was access and what you were willing to trade for it. According to speculation, Meghan was not an outsider looking in. She was allegedly very comfortable in these spaces, fluent in the unspoken rules, and surrounded by men who could open doors Hollywood never would.
Her grandchildren. What would she make of the situation with Harry and Meghan? Because you have a unique perspective on that, don't you? You lived in America, you've made a career in America, you've done your fundraising in America, been on television, you've done a very famous interview with Oprah. What would she make?
And here's where the comparison becomes uncomfortable. Meghan and Fergie are far more alike than either would like to admit. One woman had everything to lose. The other had nothing to lose. Fergie married into the monarchy and learned the hard way that indulgence, scandal, and poor judgment came at a brutal cost. Meghan, on the other hand, was allegedly climbing, not protecting. Different motivations, same risky playground.
Invest in my business, and he also promised to build the schools in Afghanistan. That maybe then everyone would love me more, or maybe then all my staff would be paid. And you know what? It wasn't real.
Fergie has already paid for her past in public humiliation, scandals, and financial ruin exile from royal favor. She knows exactly what happens when secrets slip. So when whispers began that she'd seen Meghan before the palace gates ever opened, people listened.
Meghan, Markle, Meghan, always beautiful.
Yes,
Meghan, security, what you doing, security? Thank you so much, Meghan.
Not because she's perfect, but because she's been burned by the same fire. The rumor mill didn't spin on nothing. It churned on alleged photos, overlapping timelines, and familiar faces appearing again and again. Marcus Anderson's name refuses to disappear from this story. The Soho House fixer, the social connector, the man who allegedly bridged worlds between actresses, billionaires, and royalty. His closeness to Meghan before, during, and after her royal rise is not coincidence to those who've been watching closely.
David Cannadine, you were watching closely. We had a great moment indeed where we looked through the window of the studio and saw the massed pipes and drums.
Then there's Princess Eugenie. Meghan's friendship with her didn't begin after Harry. That's a key detail many gloss over. Eugenie moved in the same social circles, attended the same parties, and had access to the same people. That connection existed before the fairy tale romance, raising eyebrows about just how blind date innocent this love story really was. If Fergie is talking, she's not doing it loudly. She's allegedly speaking behind the scenes to authors, insiders, and people who already know how these worlds work. First-hand encounters don't always mean direct conversations. Sometimes it's recognition. Sometimes it's realizing you've seen someone before they ever...
Of course, Andrew and Sarah Ferguson are set to make their first public appearance since Andrew was stripped of his royal titles. Now, this is happening on Friday as their granddaughter is being christened.
And when the scandal finally collided with the monarchy, the fallout was swift. Titles lost, trust shattered, doors slammed shut. The results of scandals are always the same. In royal circles, you are either protected or you are discarded. Andrew was discarded. Fergie was sidelined. And Meghan, seeing the writing on the wall, did what she does best. She took control of the narrative. Past blogs disappeared. Old photos became harder to find. Former associates went quiet. The image was scrubbed clean and replaced with a carefully curated story of humanitarian passion, love against the odds, and victimhood. But scrubbing the internet is easier than scrubbing memory. People remember who they met, where they met them, and under what circumstances.
He gave his uncle, Prince Andrew, a bloody nose during an argument. This has been revealed in this new book about the Duke of York, entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. And there are claims that...
This is why these whispers refuse to die. This is why Fergie's alleged comments carry weight. This is why Andrew's warning to Harry feels less like jealousy and more like concern. When people who've already fallen from grace start hinting at truths, it's usually because they have nothing left to protect. And if Sarah Ferguson is finally speaking, even quietly, it may be because